If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Mom.
Remember who you are and where you came from, Dad.
Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Always be kind. Brad Meltzer.
Good morning. My name is Owen Larson, and I'm a postgraduate boarder from Los Angeles, California. I want to start by saying thank you for the opportunity to speak in front of all of you today, to tell you a little bit about myself and how I got here to Westminster. I'm 18 years old, and I'm the fourth of 5 children in my family. My oldest sister is 22, and my youngest brother is 17. 5 kids in 5 years. One big Irish Catholic family. This year alone, my oldest sister is graduating with her master's degree from the University of Oklahoma. My older brother is graduating from the University of Dayton. My other older sister is going to be graduating from the University of California, Berkeley. My younger brother is graduating from high school. So, because I decided to do a PG year, my parents will now be attending 5 graduations in 5 weeks. And my little brother will now be graduating high school before I do. I was born and raised in Southern California, and I graduated this past May from Chaminade College Prep, class of 2019. Go Eagles. School enrollment at Chaminade is about 1,600, and we are known as a football powerhouse in LA. Several times these last few years, we were ranked top 30 in the country. I played football and lacrosse at Chaminade for 4 years, and was also on student council for all 4 years. So deciding to go back to high school at a place all the way across the country with 400 students and no football team was a tough decision for my family and me. 535 days ago, I set 4 notifications to pop up on my phone at 12:10 a.m. every day. They are: life goals by the age of 40, adopt 3 kids, support your family, be happy. I've always wanted a big family like the one I come from, and this dream has been the driving force in every decision I make. I know that this is really weird, but I even have a list on my phone of the names of my 6 kids and 2 dogs. Michaela, Mackenzie, Molly, Levi, Seamus, and Baker, and my 2 dogs, Moose and Deuce. All of this is very important on how I got to be here today. Throughout high school, I'd always tried to do the right things inside and outside the classroom, and as such, I applied to schools with pretty tough acceptance rates. That being said, the only school I cared about was the University of California, Berkeley. I'd always envisioned going there. It's in California, it's close to home, which is important to me, but now it's ironic because I'm across the country in 2 feet of snow. There's also a great academic school. My middle sister goes there, and we've always been really close. My dad's office is based in San Francisco, so he visits regularly, and a few of my friends were already attending. Finally, my closest friend had accepted a football scholarship to Berkeley. I was supposedly on the board for the football team, as I'd been on several football recruiting trips. I was also close with the club lacrosse coach, as I sent in my essays more than 15 times to review and edit. My mom and I spent countless hours sitting at the dining room table trying to make my UC application perfect. I submitted my application sitting in my sister's sorority right before meeting the coaches for my visit. But, as it's pretty obvious by me standing here in front of you right now, I did not get into Berkeley. The weeks leading up to when Berkeley's acceptance letters were supposed to come out, I got denied from Boston College, deferred, then waitlisted, then denied from Villanova, deferred, waitlisted, then denied from Michigan. But I did get into all 3 of my safety schools. But finally, the day had arrived. The letters for Berkeley were supposed to come out. I was driving home alone to go meet my friends for lunch after school, when a friend called me telling me that the letters were out. I swerved in front of about 5 cars to pull into a Walmart parking lot. I opened up the email and then proceeded to sit in the car alone for about an hour, waiting for my parents to come pick me up. As I sat in the car with my parents, I kept asking the same question. Why was anything I did over these past 4 years worth it? I felt as if everything I'd spent so much time working towards had just passed me by. Suddenly, the idea of me doing a postgraduate year became a real possibility, but I was still very, very much against the idea. To make matters worse, a couple of days after, my school had their signing day. As I watched 10 of my best friends sign papers to play at the next level, I had zero idea on what my plan was. I got completely down on myself. These past 4 years working so hard on and off the field were completely worthless. But soon, a slight glimpse of hope came. A few weeks after getting denied from Cal, I received an opportunity to play football at Miami of Ohio. My parents were very excited about this opportunity, but I was not. I knew in the back of my mind I didn't want to play football anymore. I wanted to pursue lacrosse. My parents were very supportive throughout the whole process, but they thought I'd be going to Miami. A couple of postgraduate schools had reached out, and I did my research, and eventually got my parents to agree to look at 3 boarding schools with me. My family and I were coming down to the deadline for accepting somewhere, or letting those opportunities and scholarship money go away. My dad and I decided that we needed to visit Miami of Ohio and the 3 boarding schools. I'd never visited Miami, nor had ever been to a single boarding school, so I had zero clue what it was like. First, we went to Miami of Ohio, and I'll admit, I think my dad thought we were done. He loved the place, and we spent time with the coaches, touring the school, and the athletic facilities, and even ended the day by buying a lot of Miami gear for all my friends and family. But we still had 3 boarding schools to visit, so we tried to go to these visits with an open mind. The first boarding school was a hard no. It was an all-boys school in New York, and I knew the second I stepped onto campus that I would not be going there. The next morning, we went to a school south of here, and it was all right. Several times larger than Westie, but we met with both lax and football coaches, and it reminded me of a small college campus. But for me to go to school there, I would have had to play football, and at that moment, I was not ready to play football again. We then left and drove directly here. We had meetings set with Coach Curtis and Coach Crosby. Now, if I'm being completely honest, on the drive up to Westminster, in my own mind, I'm thinking, no freaking way am I going to school. 400 students? Are you kidding me? My senior class was bigger than 400 students. I came very close to not even visiting Westminster because I never thought I would end up here. I do not know exactly why, but after spending the day at Westminster, meeting the lacrosse boys in the triple and squib, connecting well with Coach Curtis and Coach Crosby, seeing the amazing sense of community just walking around campus, I knew that Westminster was the place for me. That day, on the drive back to the airport, I told my dad that Westminster is where I want to be. As you can guess, this is not a small decision for me and my family. So although in my mind, I knew that I wanted to do this, it was a big risk for my family and me because I did not have any of the college lacrosse offers. I was only talking to a few schools. But I had a feeling that even if I did not receive a college lacrosse offer, spending a year at Westminster would change my life. That last few months of senior year were pretty hard. When everybody else knows what they're doing, talking about college, and I couldn't answer the question, Owen, what are you doing next year? My closest friends were going to Cal, Boulder, Stanford, and I, on the other hand, had zero clue what I was doing. I enjoyed the rest of my senior year, but still did not tell anyone what I had decided. The night before my graduation, my family and my closest friends had a big dinner together to celebrate. I got up to thank everyone, and to the surprise of most people in the room, I told everyone I decided to do a postgraduate year. Telling everyone my choice out loud that night gave me some relief after a long and tiring journey of making decisions. I graduated the next morning at 8 a.m. on Saturday, and because the night before I decided to do a PG year, I had to go straight to lacrosse tryouts for a club team. So as my friends partied and celebrated graduating, I was driving 3 hours to a high school lacrosse tryout. If I'm being completely honest, when I wake up at 7:15 on a Saturday for AP stats at 8 in the morning, I think to myself, what the heck am I doing here? I really wish I would have just gone to Miami. Especially during the first couple of weeks, when I was really homesick, missing my family, I regretted the decision I made. But over time, I'm now grateful that I did not get into Berkeley, because I've realized that the lessons I've learned and the people I've met at Westminster will change my life for the better. I was disappointed because I did not get into Berkeley, but I learned that sometimes the best things in our lives come from not always getting what one wants. The first trimester has taught me so many valuable lessons that I would not have learned if I had not come to Westminster. I've learned what it's like living 3,000 miles away from your parents and siblings. I learned how to live like this by finding another family here at school. Whether it be hanging out with Coach Crosby's kids, playing laps with the boys, posting pictures of Bailey, Missy's dog, on my Snapchat, or wearing red pants on Friday with Percy, I feel the same sense of family that I feel at home. Wherever God's plan takes me next, I have a new understanding that sometimes the unexpected path is actually the best path. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak in front of you today.